Meanwhile, we have the tank destroyers are moving in, kind of trying to put some pressure on this anti-tank once again. It looks like he has activated his allied war machine. As a result, you can see he got his losses replaced there. They are both firing right now at that Panther. I guess he doesn't really care how much damage he takes because it looks like, yes, we got some beautiful engineer fire. Going to be able to take care of that gentleman. And a little bit more engineer fire will maybe kill this. Maybe got to take care of it. Come on, engineers. This poor guy, however, is getting taken out. Oh, destroyed engine, destroyed gun. How humiliating. He is out of control, but unfortunately, Allied War Machine ran out right then. The engineers were, however, able to take care of that. And they're even going to pick this thing up. That seems a little gutsy there because the engineers are, of course, 3 units strong. So when they pick up a gun, they lose the engineer unit, and they simply become an anti-tank unit. Double offensive upgrades on that Panther there. Rifleman moving back into the center. You can see this sneaky-looking sniper here is doing his thing. This Panzer is Vet 1 right now, and we can see more beautiful-looking Calliopes. Unfortunately, that was probably the one area he could pick to fire that didn't really do any damage. I mean, up north, south, left, or right. North, south, east, or west. I don't know why I say north, south, left, or right. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. He could have hit a little bit more. You can see the Allies trying to cap this point once again, but just being sniped and machine gunned and shot by a bunch of Panthers. And at 1 gentleman strong, I think he is going to be able to get out of there. You can see this medic continuing to resupply. Probably going to pump out another squad pretty soon there. Constant supply. It's not very often that you see the Allies turn the tables on the Germans in terms of being able to kind of use medic bunkers so effectively there. I'm just trying to keep track of all the things going on this side of the map. We can see here, now again, if you're not used to my style of commentary on 2 versus 2s, so much stuff happens, it's often hard to kind of keep track. And, oh, look at that, lucky kill right there by the anti-tank shot. So anyhow, I'm going to just strive to just kind of keep track of everything as best I can here. As you can see, the riflemen are now pouring in. Oh, we even have some artillery fire coming down, but it looks like the snipers were able to get out of there just in time. And pretty much everybody else moved out of the way. And you can see these pioneers are going to try their best to cap this point. But what with there being a heavy machine gun... Oh, never mind. Completely wrecked. Oh, 100% lost right there. Things are not looking good. Let's go ahead and take a look right now at Epiphany and see how... Oh, man, where did that army go? Where did... Oh, no, he's got a single machine gunner. This poor gentleman had no luck whatsoever. Single machine gunner, double sniper. That's going to be pretty hard. But we can see that Dahl SSDK, however, has a big old massive army of stuff there. His Panthers are still looking pretty good here in this meantime. And you can see him just ferociously charging on through. And look at the Calliopes here. The Calliopes are just going to fire down on everybody. He doesn't care. Fire, fire on them all. It will hit the enemies too. It doesn't matter. It's kind of like... Reminds me of King Richard the Lionheart from Braveheart, if you ever saw that scene. He orders the archers just to fire on the melee. And he's like, yeah, whatever. We'll hit their men too. It doesn't matter. But it looks like he only probably suffered 1 or 2 casualties as a result of that. And, he stopped the Germans. Anyhow, I don't even know if I've had a chance to point out the fact that Dahl SSDK has gone... he's gone for airborne right now. Sorry, Luftwaffe. He's the German airborne. And you can see he does have the Panzerknacker, the Fallschirmjäger, and the airdropped S2 butterfly bombs. SD2? What is that? SD2 butterfly bombs. And let's take a peek at his ally and see if he's spent his skill points at all. And yes, he does have quite a few terror things right now. Looks like he's got Inspired Assault, Firestorm, and the V1 rocket, so we'll probably be seeing some of that. On the right-hand side, we can see his snipers are just moving out, keeping it real. But the Allies have done a great job of just taking control of the situation. This fight in the center was hard. They still technically don't quite own the victory point, but they do own a lot of the stuff around it. I can see the riflemen here trying to be nice and brave and taking on this fuel point, but they just have so many vetted up Panzer Grenadiers coming at them right now. Look at these. This Panzer Grenadier squad has got 27 kills, by the way. Those guys are pretty brutal indeed. 23 kills on that side as well. One of them upgraded with... this is exactly what Ottoman was talking about, but hang on, we've got a big old massive attack going on here once again. Check this out. Oh man, all of the Allied forces are coming right in the center at the same time. Massive assault led right now by the riflemen who are just charging in. We've got howitzers coming in on top of this as well too. He doesn't care. He's gonna fire on top of everything. As you can see here, he does have the Allied war machine activated right now. The Allies are just pouring on in here right now. Taking a casualty doesn't matter. Going to just focus fire as much stuff as they can. Destroying that mortar half track right now. Still 3 left. Going to keep pouring the fire onto that Panther right there. The Panther taking tons of damage, but, well, he's taking a little bit of damage, not tons. I tend to over-exaggerate when I'm trying to hype these things up a little bit, but it looks like everybody is just going to have to back away. The Riflemen, in the meantime, are capturing this vital strategic point right now, continuing firing, but you can see getting back-sniped here by the double snipers, 10 and 13 kills all around there. And it looks like at least 2 M10s are getting out of there. Yeah, it looks like the other one got picked off there. So 2 M10s there, and 1 M10 got resupplied there, so that's not too bad. Double snipers here versus double snipers here. Looks like a little bit of counter-snipering happened there. And note, by the way, that this big old, it's almost like a big finger just kind of pointing on that side of the map right there. When you capture that point, it splits the access side of the map in half, which I always thought was unfortunate because there is not a similar point like that on the Allies side. We can see just kind of bombardment happening on the base right now. Not a bad idea. Taking a look around, we can see an off-map combat group being called in right now by Super Silver Reloaded here. He obviously got 2 Greyhounds as a result of that. And the Sherman Calliope is continuing to position itself across the map. We can see some snipers being scared away here. Epiphany has picked up a half-track right now, so maybe he's going to upgrade that to be a rocket half-track. Machine Gunner, he does have his, he's got Vet 3 on his support troops, so that's looking okay. Meanwhile, the Panzer Grenadiers. Oh, what was I saying before about Automed? Yes, in Meet the Players #2 with Automed, where he talked all about Panzer Elite, he always said whenever he had his Assault Grenadiers like this, he always gave them armor first. And whenever he had the ranged rifle, he always gave them the ranged upgrade first, the offensive upgrades first, because he wanted to keep them in the back. And check it out, we've got Calliope going right into the base. I love it. I totally endorse it. I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's so lame. Oh, he's Calliopeing my base. Whatever, man. All is fair in war. All is fair in love and war, at least. And as you can see, if you have downtime, just use the Calliope. Use every cooldown. Put it on the other guy's base. It puts his base on a quick clock and makes him have to react to you. And triple armor upgrade on these Panzer Grenadiers here. These guys are tough SOBs. As you can see, they even have been upgraded to have their 4th member right now. And they are just really, really hardened troops right now. On the right-hand side of the map, you can see a little bit of skirmishing going on. They're just going to have to retreat away. But yeah, man, I think it's fine. If you've got a Calliope on cooldown, use it. Use it always. Put it in the other guy's base. That's fine. As you can see, we have a massive little party of the Wolverines down here. These guys have a powwow going on, a little repair party. And the Allies do have pretty good control of the map for the time being. I think the biggest problem has to do with the fact that so many of the Axis units right now, of course, I'm looking at a side of the map that has all capturing units on it, but for a lot of this game, the Axis had units that could not capture things, and that's really hurt them. Oh, no, that poor little Schwimmwagen! He had just came out of his base. He was so excited. He was going to start moving around the map, capping things, doing his one and only job, and no, he gets shot in the face by a 57mm anti-tank gun. Ah, that really breaks your heart, I gotta say. I have a soft spot for Schwimmwagens. They are rather cute. Anyhow, as you can see here, we have 4 Wolverines on this side of the map, obviously poised, waiting to see where the right place to attack is. This Calliope is caught quite out of position, however, for some reason deciding to go for the point-blank attack rather than just retreating. He does... Okay, never mind. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, what do I hear? I hear a V1. Why could it be right about here where we... Yes, it was! There goes the V1. Just going to wreck all that stuff anyways. He did kill it. He did activate the Allied War Machine, so he replaced it. Here comes the Allied War Machine once again. And I believe we have Panzer Knackers coming in here. Yes, we do. Massive, massive Wolverine assault coming in right now. The Panzer Knacker is being used right now by our Panzer Elite friend. That is the strafing run that takes off. You can see it firing away right there. Woo, coming right at my camera right now. Strafing run doing a lot of damage to tanks, but unfortunately the tanks were kind of out of the range right there. Nope, never mind. He doesn't have it. He has no problem right there. Damaging engines, wrecking away. You can see strafing coming in from all angles right there. They still haven't got out of the minimum range of that thing just yet. I think that is done for the time being here. Perhaps he is done. Yes, he is. And it looks like they were able to pick off one of the Panthers, however, taking a couple of casualties. Oh, no, gonna crash right in the medical station right there, ejecting some debris conveniently on top of the medical station. However, those men appear to be lifeless and unable to be resuscitated. However, due to the Allied War Machine, at least 2 of those gentlemen were replaced, the Calliope being the important one. And now we can see Epiphany does have his Panzer on the field, and for the first time, I think I'm seeing a sticky bomb being used right now, damaging the engine. Man, not a good day to be a rifleman whatsoever, and man, look at them just going to have to get into massive close combat right now with these Panzer Grenadiers. However, they're doing quite a good job at that. Once again, the Calliope is just kind of hitting this area. I believe that's roughly focused on this Panzer Mark IV here, trying to do some damage. The Riflemen, however, man, riflemen dead all over the battlefield right now. But however, the press is just continuing. They're continuing to press forward, able to capture this victory point. I called it a victory point. You know, it's a fuel depot. Whatever, it's all good. And it looks like these guys are just going to get out of here. Yeah, I think that's the rest of that machine gun team is getting out of there. We do have the Vet 2 Volksgrenadiers right now with the MP40 upgrade. They are quite brutal, and the Fallschirm Jaegers on the field as well. But the Calliope is coming down on top of all of the Fallschirm Jaegers, and oh my god, oh, they all get wrecked. The Fallschirm Jaegers, Fallschirm meaning parachute, Jaeger meaning hunter, I believe, fighter, something to that effect. So paratrooper, basically. The German equivalent are there from the Luftwaffe side of things. These gentlemen capping away. And now we can see the newly reformed, the band is getting back together. 2 of them now instead of the original 4, but that's fine. And the Panzer is doing its thing. So the Germans are going to have a tough time. They need to cap this center point, but before they can do that, they need to give themselves some breathing room. Because, yeah, anybody can just sneak up here and cap it, but you can't hold it. The map is designed in such a way that you need control of at least the right and the left flank if you want to do that. So they need to focus on those 2 fuel points to their left and their right, buy themselves some breathing room, win a fight, and then they'll have control over the center. But that's a tough challenge indeed. As you can see, the Allies are totally set up here and ready on the right-hand side. Never mind, just to prove me wrong, they're just going to go off and do something else for the time being. That's fine. Calliopes, however, oh, that was a beautiful spread right there. You can see he picked off the machine gunner, did a little bit of light damage here to these to the Panzer Grenadiers while they were just trying to sit around there, and that's unfortunate. We can see here that it looks like the Panzer is doing its thing right now, getting quite a bit of damage off there. And the sniper, ooh, I hope that sniper isn't considering capping that. No, he's not, but he may actually consider picking off one of these gentlemen here. Although he has so many targets right now, perhaps he's just going to try a call down or something like that. Or maybe he'll just stand there. Who knows exactly. Again, massive, massive rifleman assault happening up here in the north. This stuff just continues back and forth. All the time. These guys are just looking really brutal here. But that was exactly the sort of thing that they needed to win. But you can see here that it looks like the Calliope is coming down on top of way too many troops here. This gentleman in particular has to get out of there, but everybody else actually spread out, and now they are actually capping those 2 victory points. I'm so happy to see that these gentlemen have the same sort of strategic awareness that I do watching this from afar. The sniper looks like he's getting quite close in there. You know, I wouldn't be able to resist myself right then. I would probably fire at that thing. But as you can see, he's just trying to, you know, provide some forward scouting. He wants to know what's going to happen here. The riflemen are going to grab this central victory point here, but not before the Panzer Grenadiers cap this fuel point, and hopefully that'll help them out with holding onto it. As you can see, just massive amount, just so many riflemen just pouring out of here right now. That is definitely looking pretty brutal. I'm going to go ahead and swap it down to Super Silver Reloaded's point of view, just to see him for a little while here. So note the minimap chains. Once again, the Allies have done a great job of keeping pressure up on the left and the right-hand side. Look at this! Even using barbed wire here just to be annoying. That's pretty cool. He actually even built his own heavy machine gun team. And the Calliope right now firing right about over here. There we go. Chasing away the rest of the Fallschirm Jaegers who have been upgraded to have their machine gun there. Otherwise not doing too much damage. Scattering some bodily debris across the field and whatnot. And we do have a sniper going really deep in enemy territory there. Not sure what he's doing. Maybe scouting around. But taking a look in the center right now, we can see we do have the double Panzer Mark IVs in combination with the Panther. Looking pretty good. Again, these guys are just going to be able to run up and try and keep sticky bombs up, but because we now have Vet 2 Panzers up there, they do have the MG42s on the roof. Much more effective against infantry. They have a 5 effectiveness base, plus 3. Oh, but a Calliope coming down on top of everybody. Pretty well positioned, actually. You can see it's very nicely cutting off right about here and stopping right onto riflemen. That's looking pretty good there. Once again, we have our orthogonally aligned M10 tank destroyer. Great place where you're not going to use it. Just sit there. Prevents you know, random Pak-38s from taking shots at it and whatnot. Our sniper he's up to something sneaky. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. He is likely going to try some sort of a call down. Trying to take out that howitzer, I think, is probably his goal there. Oh, God. Oh, God. Could it be? Is he going to do it? I think he is. He is calling down right on top of the howitzer. The howitzer obviously can't move. These guys are going to get out of the way here, but we do have a little firestorm being called down right on top of that, wrecking it there. Not going to destroy the entire thing, obviously, but going to take it out of commission for quite a while here. That's pretty brutal indeed. Oh, never mind, never mind. He took it out. He took it out completely, as a matter of fact, right there. So that is pretty brutal indeed. Anyhow, on the right-hand side, you can see we have a massive infantry assault coming up here, throwing hand grenades, chasing away the rest of these Volksgrenadiers who are going to have to bail on out. giving the riflemen some time to cap some of this much-needed stuff. And this is very dangerous indeed. If they push up any further and hold on to this territory, the Allies will actually be able to have a shot at holding on to the right-hand side of the map too, which is very, very bad news. In fact, you can see it looks like he is actually splitting off one rifleman squad just as Ninja capped there while he distracts with this squad.